Alrighty guys, I know it's been a while, but it's time to check out the metal etch, whatever you want to call it. I've got 3 different surfaces to test, all different hardness. Aluminum foil, we've got this a little bit harder, some type of stronger alloy, maybe steel, not too sure. And finally, we do have 100% stainless steel. So we're gonna see if this chemical will actually permanently mark this metal. Let's go. As you can imagine, the liquid does have a little bit of difficulty sticking to the surface. It has absolutely marked these letters, and we're gonna see if it creates a permanent mark later. Next up is the harder aluminum pan. It might have some type of steel, I'm not too sure, but this one is absolutely a higher quality metal. Can you hear that shit? I can hear it fizzing and bubbling. I don't want to presume what's happening, but I'm thinking it's starting to eat the metal. I'm probably gonna get some ventilation going in here, but that's pretty exciting. It sucks that these pans are so non-stick. They're actually created to be non-stick. They probably have coatings to where things won't stick to them, which is the exact opposite of what I need, but we're gonna see what happens. Now we're gonna be trying this fucking bulletproof pan. So this one isn't as non-stick, that's for sure. We're getting a great tag on this one. This is also the harder steel, probably more of a metal you will encounter in the wild. So gratefully, the best test is going to be on the best surface. Couldn't have asked for a better scenario. Yeah, I'm not gonna gatekeep. I'm gonna tell you exactly what this chemical is. I'll tell you it was relatively affordable. I mean, if I could recall correctly, I think it was about $13. It's called ferric chloride, and it is advertised as a copper etchant solution. If this actually works and permanently etches metal, I think that's pretty huge. But we're about to find out, right? So I'm gonna let these cook a little bit, and then we're gonna buff them and see if they do in fact have a permanent mark. I have no idea what's gonna happen. You're gonna find out with me, all right? guys, so we're looking at the final results of the metal etch, and I have to say it's looking pretty badass. These are permanently etched. It would appear. I am going to buff the rust stains that appear to be on here just to make sure it is a permanent mark, not just a buildup of some type of residue. And yeah, guys, let's get into the buff here. Alright guys, it is apparent that certain areas have rusted completely through the aluminum foil baking pan. That leads me to believe, or that's basically conclusive, that this liquid does permanently etch into at least this thin layer of aluminum. Quite impressive. Now let's try the ever thicker baking pan here. Again, guys, we are seeing permanent marks here. It does not scrape off. This residue appears to be actual damage to the metal, corrosive damage. And I can physically feel that the metal has been etched into, which means that this solution does permanently etch this thicker metal pan. Now finally, the hardest, thickest, absolute stainless steel that I could find. Let's check her out. Sometimes you gotta fight fire with fire, right? Let's try metal, scrape it off. All right, so on this thick steel, it does still appear to have left a permanent mark. You can scrape off the rust with this metal spoon, but not without tarnishing the metal and having to put a very lot of effort into buffing. And I can still see remnants of rust underneath. Again, this is a very thick steel. So I reckon if you utilize this on a less dense, less hard metal surface, it is ever more effective. So let's get a close-up of that. Yeah, overall I am impressed. Very impressed. I may recommend using a different marker, but this stuff definitely does etch into metal.